Trapped in a strange chamber, the man pushes a stone mill 720 times a day. Even when exhausted to the point of collapse, he dares not slack off for a moment, knowing that failing to meet the daily quota could cost him his life. As he pushed the millstone, his thoughts turned to his wife and their unborn child, driving him to reach a new high score of 150 points. However, much to his surprise, despite achieving such an impressive total, he was still summoned by the guard. Before long, the steel door slowly creaked open, revealing a pitch-black interior. Jack cautiously stepped inside, only to be caught off guard as the lights suddenly flashed on and water began spraying him. A bar of soap was tossed his way. It turned out that the reward for reaching 150 points was a shower. Jack found himself forcibly bathed. The next day, he pondered whether even higher scores might yield better rewards. Perhaps if he ranked first, he would be granted the ultimate prize, freedom from this hellish place. Fueled by this speculation and his longing for his family, he pushed his score to an unprecedented 370 points. It was in this moment that he made a significant discovery. Exhausted, he lay on the ground, only to notice the name Alice engraved on the wooden handle. He asked his neighbor who Alice was, and learned that she was a legendary figure, the only person to have ever escaped from this prison. However, she never revealed to anyone how she managed to break free. As a reward for his record-breaking performance, the company sent Jack a steel pen engraved with his name. Furious, Jack raged at the absurdity of receiving a pen in this hellhole. He vented all his pent-up frustration at the system, not realizing that lashing out would only worsen his predicament. The system promptly raised his daily minimum to 370 points and changed the rules. No longer would one rotation of the millstone earn a point. Now it required 2 full rotations. In other words, he would have to push the stone 740 times just to barely meet the quota, an impossible feat. Jack's angry outbursts inadvertently alerted those around him to his staggering new target. Upon hearing that this man's goal had skyrocketed from the standard 50 to a daunting 370, everyone erupted in furious roars. However, their ire was not directed at the system's inhumanity, but rather at Jack for disrupting the established order. Jack's actions had led the system to conclude that the limits of human endurance far exceeded a mere 50 points, resulting in everyone's targets being raised. To survive, they had no choice but to join Jack in his relentless millstone pushing. Perhaps this is the metaphor the story seeks to convey. In a fiercely competitive environment, there will always be a group of people in every industry who push themselves to the brink, causing the entire landscape to grow increasingly ruthless. Those who could once live comfortably now find themselves unable to afford even a moment's respite in the face of such a cruel reality.